Hi everybody, my name is Georgina Anderson and I'm going to be your instructor for Biology 210, Anatomy and Physiology at Piedmont Tech this summer. And I wanted to make a real quick video to introduce myself to you since we're not going to be seeing each other face to face this summer. So first and foremost, I'm a scientist. I've studied food science and then food and animal science. Both of those were in Kentucky, where I mostly grew up. And then I worked as a research and development technologist for Smithfield. And I bet you guys have seen Smithfield products in the grocery stores like ham or bacon or pork chops. They're the largest pork processor in the world. So they really big company. What I did there was mostly new product development, so inventing new food products. Some of them are still in the grocery store today, which is kind of cool. Right now, I am studying cell and molecular biology at USC. I'm working on my PhD. I've completed 2 years and I have 3 years left to go. What I study is something called stress hematopoiesis. So hematopoiesis in general is how all of the different blood cells and immune system cells form. And when I say stress, I mean stress because of injury or age or hypoxia, lack of oxygen, or after a bone marrow transplant. And essentially, my lab is looking for ways to make bone marrow transplants more effective, to make them work better, and to have less negative side effects. We don't work with humans. All of our work is with mice and zebrafish. So we're not in the portion of research doing like clinical trials. We're more theoretical than that in my lab. I've also been a teacher for a long time. Pretty much all middle and high school science classes I have taught sometime in the last 8 years. So everything from biology and chemistry to astronomy, a little bit of engineering and robotics. I love teaching. I really enjoy working with students of all types and ages. 8th graders are my favorite age group to work with, and I think juniors in college are my second favorite age group to work with. So I really like teaching all groups. At USC these last 2 years, I've taught the Introduction to Biology lab and then also the Comparative Vertebrate Anatomy lab, which is a lot of fun because that's the dissection class. We dissect rabbits and snakes and mud puppies and sharks and compare their anatomy to human anatomy, and it's a really fun class. Other stuff, for 3 years, I was a foster mother to 3 sisters. While I was teaching high school, I also coached track and field. That was a lot of fun. Hurdles were the event that I worked with the most, and also distance runners. I worked in the Republic of Georgia over near Russia and Turkey for about 6 months and did a USDA thing with sustainable agriculture. So I've got some pretty good stories from that time over there. It was a really cool experience to be able to live and work in a developing country for a while. My family has a very large sheep farm. We have about 200 sheep at any given time. And it's in Kentucky, but I travel back there pretty often and am still really active in helping with that operation. Got some pictures here at the bottom of some of the sheep that were born this winter. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, the picture on the far right is from when I was in kindergarten. We also had some hogs back then. So, been doing the agriculture thing for a very long time. Did FFA and 4-H all through high school. Was able to get some scholarships to college because of doing that kind of work. And the last thing, I play in the Columbia Community Concert Band. Of all the things that have gotten canceled because of the COVID-19 pandemic, the thing I miss most of all is that concert band. If any of you, played an instrument in high school and are missing it, there are these really cool community bands all over the Midlands area, and if you're interested, I really recommend checking one of those out. They're a lot of fun. And maybe most importantly, y'all, I have the best dog in the world. Her name is Lucille. She's a big mutt, maybe mostly black lab. I like to bring her to USC with me as often as I can, and then she gets to be lab in the lab. As you can see in the picture on the right with my nephew, she is a very vicious dog. Um, if at any point you hear little clicking footsteps or even snoring in the background of any of these videos, that is most definitely Lucille. So that's a little bit about me. If you've made it this far in the video, I'd really appreciate it if you send me a quick email and introduce yourself to me. I'd like to get to know you guys as this class goes forward. So I'd love to hear from you. Tell me a little bit about yourself and what your career goals are, maybe even what your personal goals are. Sometimes things outside of our career are more important than what we do at work every day. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you and looking forward to a great anatomy and physiology class.